Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Forever World Podcast, episode 5. I am your host, as always, Forever World, alongside my co-host and very good friend, Daniel Santos. And also, today we have a special guest with us, Shama-san Reacts, another very good friend of mine. Say what's up, people!
Hi guys, hi everybody. Yay, I'm here. I made it. Woo! I'm excited. For starters, thank you so much Forever World for having me here. Like, dead ass. Like, I really wasn't expecting this all to happen. But I appreciate it so much, especially from where we come from, and you know, you always pushing the culture forward, and I've been watching you for years, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity.
You already know.
Thank you.
We've been tight for a little minute now, so wanted to bring some great talent as well. She has an awesome channel. Once you finish this episode, everybody go check her channel out. I'll have it linked in the description so you guys can see what she got going on. She does some pretty awesome reactions and some breakdowns of anime and manga. In particular, she be killing it on that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, people.
Yeah, boy.
Yes, you already freaking know. You already freaking know. What? JoJo fan for life. JoJo to the day I freaking die. All right, that's exactly how you know I'm hype as hell with JoJo. All right. Same with One Piece, but that's for a different story. We're gonna get into that like in another video or something. But overall, yes, love JoJo. I'm currently reacting to the manga, more specifically Part 6 manga, Stone Ocean to be exact. I am super excited and can't wait for David Productions to finally bring out Stone Ocean sometime next year in the anime, because that needs to happen.
Hells yeah, yo, we need that Jolene.
Been waiting for a long time. Yes, I'm so enjoying Jolene as a character already. She is definitely gearing up to be one of my favorite JoJos, and I really like the part so far. It's really good. I'm only 3 volumes in, so yeah, I'm gonna be live streaming my reaction soon. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And as I can see, I'm rocking the Killer Queen shirt. Y'all already know my nigga Kira. What? Yo, Kira? Kira, hands down, is one of the best villains from JoJo. I said what I said. Thank you. But yes, Killer Queen, yo. Gotta love Killer Queen, yes. Shout out to Danielle for getting this for me, my ultimate JoJo supporter. I love you so much. Thank you so much. And yeah, if y'all want to know where I got this from, it's from Amazon. It's on there. Y'all just
don't be giving away free plugs here, okay? They need to pay for that shit, alright?
Oh yeah, you right. You right.
Can't be giving that shit away for free.
Oh damn. Well, hey, this is the only freebie. This is the only freebie. That's it. From now on, no more free shit. How about that? There we go.
That's what's up. Let's do it.
Shut that dough.
What you been watching, reading, enjoying, doing lately? Let us know. Let's start it off with that, mate.
All right. I haven't been watching as much anime as I would have liked, but I did start my
Inuyasha.
journey. God, no. I'm not going back. You can't make me. It's not happening. I refuse.
Stop it, Forever World. Stop it. Why are you doing that to me?
Naraku.
Yo, that just brings back memories of middle school and shame. Like,
hey, nothing to be ashamed about, okay? It was a great feudal fairy tale.
Dude, middle school was nothing but shame. I don't want to remember middle school.
Oh shit.
Damn. What exactly happened to you? Okay, you know what? We're not even gonna answer that question. That's for a different story.
Exactly.
Right? We're saving that another time.
We'll leave that alone.
Forget it, man. But yo, Inuyasha is that show. I was heavy on Inuyasha back in middle school. What?
I was too.
Super heavy.
I was too. But I did start a new anime recently, and I started hard because I wanted to show, like, I mean business. I bought every single Blu-ray set of Hunter x Hunter.
Woo! I just heard the opening in my mind right now.
Yo, deadass, departure. Yo, let me tell you. You know what, low-key, all right, we kind of gonna go off topic, but then again, not really, because it's about Hunter x Hunter, so whatever. But the point is, right, departure, some people was upset that they kept on using the same old song for each and every opening, and I'm just like, you know what? I feel like Departure fits the whole series in general. And hey, one thing is for certain, which is great, is that at least they always change up the visuals for each opening of Hunter x Hunter. I don't care. I really love that song. I think it slaps.
I think Hunter x Hunter's endings are killer. The opening, I ain't gonna lie, I got tired of it after a while. Like I could fly again. I get it.
True, you're right. It does low-key get repetitive. The endings are pretty good. What's your favorite ending?
Ooh, probably, shit, I don't know. I really love Hunting for Your Dreams. No, man, no.
Okay, that one. I think I know what that one is.
Shintai, how far are you into it?
Yeah.
All right, I only watched 3 episodes. So I'm not...
you on kitty level right now, bro. You kitty level.
What?
I'm sorry.
3 episodes? Are you serious right now? Nah, Danielle. Listen. This is gonna be your homework tonight from both me and Funeral.
Okay.
Please at least watch up to episode 20.
Okay. Well, the reason I've only seen that many episodes is because I'm also watching it with my nephew. So he and I are watching it together, and you know, it's when we have a chance to do it. So, and he loves it so far. He thinks it's great, and I'm.
Oh, that's good.
Not.
It gets dark, but man, I'm gonna just shut up. He don't know.
Okay.
He doesn't know.
All right. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But so far, I'm enjoying the show too.
That's good.
Where would you compare those first 3 episodes in comparison to some of the other shonen you've seen, like a Naruto or Bleach or one of those type? Like, how do you feel about it? Or is it too early, really?
It's kind of hard to say because the thing is, this is the new series. This isn't the old series. So, and I could kind of tell that that this version, I guess, is like running through things a little bit more quickly than probably the old version did. So, but that didn't really bother me. Like, I still enjoyed it. I definitely felt like Naruto, for example, it took its time a little bit more. But again, it's not a criticism.
And I mean, early on it does have a lot. Like, a lot of people say that Hunter x Hunter heavily inspired Naruto. Like, there's things of like the blonde-haired character Kurapika. Yeah, so there's a lot of comparisons there, so you're gonna probably get that vibe. But as it progresses, you see that Hunter x Hunter, it gets dark.
Yeah, so what I've been enjoying lately, anime-wise, is Aldnoah Zero, Prison School. Prison School is freaking hilarious. Prison School is freaking dumb. Like, I'm on episode 6 right now. Actually, I just finished episode 5 before I came on the podcast. But yeah, I'm gonna start episode 6 after I get off. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying that. It's freaking dumb. And I'm definitely enjoying Baka Tatus. I've heard so many great things about it. My best friend put me onto it, actually. And I only saw the first episode, so it's really good. But I'm hooked onto it. Yeah, I really like it. And then manga-wise, what I am enjoying is definitely, I already know, Black Clover, My Hero. I would say Boruto, but I gotta catch up. I'm only 2 chapters behind. Same with One Piece. I'm like 20 plus chapters behind.
You lacking on that Boruto.
Leave me alone. Leave me. I know, right? Yo. And then I'm enjoying your personal. Well, I don't think it's a personal favorite of yours, but you recommended it for us to read. Mashle.
Yeah, that shit is dope.
It's really good. I'm really liking it. Nah, Mashle, yo, that nigga Mashle himself, he's really, really OP. Like, I don't understand. He reminds me so much of Saitama. He looks like a little mixture of Saitama along with Mob and everything, you know, the characters that you was describing that goes with him.
And then it's like we're in Harry Potter and shit. It's so fucking trippy.
Yeah, yo, oh my god. So I'm enjoying that manga. And I think it's Time Paradox Ghostwriter. You also recommended that too.
I gotta get Yeah, no, I had mentioned it and shit, and because everybody was like buzzing about it, saying, "Oh my god, this is incredible," and it was only like one chapter. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" But yeah, I need to get more into it. But from what I heard and the little bit that I read like the first half of chapter 1. It's interesting. I think it's like time travel and shit, right?
Yeah. This dude is pretty much taking manga that's made 10 years into the future, into the present, and he is making a living off of this shit right now. His series is about to pop off right now in Shonen Jump, pretty much.
So is it kind of like a mixture of like a Bakuman type of series in a way?
In a sense, yes. But also at the same time, I think I haven't read, I mean, how many chapters is out now? I think 3 or 4 or 5 now. So I think
around there.
Around there. So there hasn't been enough, I feel like, for me to distinguish like, oh my god, this is like a Bakuman ripoff, or it's totally different from Bakuman. But I think for the most part, I think the thing that really just stands out about it is that you're getting manga from 10 years into the future, which is, I think, is pretty dope. Who, you know, to see that now, like, and then he's just, like I said, he's kind of like plagiarizing it, but then again, not really. You know what's crazy? I was gonna spoil it for y'all, but I'm not even gonna say nothing else. I'm not gonna say it, nope. But yeah. I would, cause the series that he does create is, he already met the author for the series. And the author was deadass like, wait a second, how come this person is writing my series? Like, but she didn't put her manga series out in publication yet. She was still in the works of writing it. You know?
Oh, like she had a manuscript and shit.
Yeah, her work gets published 10 years later. And so he happens to get her work pretty much 10 years into the present, if that makes sense.
Okay, I need to get back into this. This just sounds like kind of unique.
I think it really is unique. Yes, yeah. But man, I do miss Bakuman though. I ain't gonna front. That was really good. I low key wish
that was the shit.
That was
the shit. I used to read it like yeah, I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of the ending, but aside from that, everything else, like, I used to only read it whenever a new volume would come out. Like, I think up until, like, the end, like, the last 40 chapters, I couldn't take it no more. I said, I don't give a shit, and I'm reading it online. But before that, like, I had, like, a discipline with it, because I was like, oh, it's so good and so worth it, oh my gosh, because Bakuman was the shit.
Oh, yeah, no, totally. That was my crack, yo. Once I discovered that shit, I was like, what up? Reading every day until I finish, and then yeah, pretty much.
So that's been your recent watchings and readings and shit.
Yes, along with JoJo, but we already said that in the very beginning. Like,
JoJo,
right, JoJo. Oh, sorry, guys. I had a moment. My bad, guys. I mean, if y'all don't like that opening, y'all bugging. How can y'all not like Sono Chino Sada, man? Oh my. Alright, yeah, moving on. Yeah, so yo, how you doing over there, buddy? You doing good, right? I'm so happy you're doing well. Wow.
Okay, well, for me, I've been watching mainly 2 anime. I'm almost done with Dororo. That's an anime that's based on a manga from the late 60s by the god of manga, Osamu Tezuka. The anime is fire, Mappa. I mean, I could see a little bit of a decrease in animation quality in the second half, but for the most part, it's just been like, oh, it's fucking great. But I just finished today. The final episode came out, and I actually just put like my heart and soul into a video. Tower of God. That shit, oh my god. I loved it. Like, throughout all this shit that's been going on in the world, where every anime and manga have been, well, not manga really, but anime have been like put on hold and hiatus and all that shit because they have production cleared. Like, it's been coming out every week with new episodes, so that shit has really held it down. And oh, the ending and everything, like, I just gotta say, and there's a character called Rachel, and if you've ever been like ride or die for somebody, like really ride or die, like you would do anything, you would take a bullet for a person, and they betrayed you to the point of like leaving you for dead, that is what the embodiment of Rachel. Like I think almost every person in this world has, in one form or another, come in contact with a Rachel, and it's something that it brought me back to times in my life that I even, like, you know, just threw to the back of my mind for years and shit. And I was just like, oh my fucking god, I really, really hate this character. And that's just like the writing itself, because it's able to invoke such a, you know, rage of like, this fucking bitch, this musty mouth hoe, oh my god. Yeah, Tower of God, that shit, I ain't gonna lie, rage inducing.
Yeah, it sounds like it's brought out like some old demons.
I heard about, right, deadass, yo, y'all heard, you heard this nigga's voice, you heard Forever's voice, yo, he was so passionate, like, you could tell, you could feel the hate in his voice. Yeah, I was like, okay, Forever, okay, I gotta check out Tower of God. I actually been meaning to watch that, yeah, and a lot of people told me, oh, everybody and their moms is gonna hate Rachel when the anime comes out. That's what all the webtoon readers said. Yeah.
But I didn't know exactly why. Like, I'm thinking like, oh, maybe she does some sly shit or something. But like, when you see how the main character is like this innocent dude that literally all he wants is to be with this woman and make her happy. That's all he wants, all he cares about. Everything that he's doing is for her. And then to get stabbed in the back so freaking bad at like the most pivotal moment, it's like, wow, like I really, really hate this bitch. Like, yo.
Man, I'm most likely gonna hate her too, and I'm probably gonna curse her out. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I should probably do an unfiltered reaction to it, like something.
Oh, that'd be big, cause right now Tower of God, it was something else, man. I've been like out of, cause everything, you know, has been on break. Like my Boruto, my Black Clover, just everything was just like on a standstill. But that shit been coming out every week, and I've been like, oh yes, give me my new episode, thank you.
I need to ask, who's more hateable, this chick or Makoto from School Days?
Oh, probably that chick, just because like,
interesting.
I guess like, speaking, like, not that I am that type of person, but because I'm a man, like, it just kind of feels like, well, I would, if anything in the situation, and again, maybe I'm not looking at it from a different lens, but I'd be the Makoto, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be the man, obviously, you know what I mean? So I guess I can't really put myself in the shoes of like, I could never be a Rachel. Like, I wouldn't be a Makoto either, because I'm not somebody that's just trying to, you know, like, this dude was like a sex depraved animal that he's just like, he don't give a fuck what it is. Like, oh yeah, no, don't worry, I'll be nice to your friends, just let me get in your drawers. Like, he was despicable, and I wouldn't be like that either. But Rachel, if somebody is that ride or die for me, well, no, shit, now that I think about it, Makoto was just like that too. Like, yeah, oh shit.
See, that's why I asked, because like in the beginning he is like ride or die for Kotonoha, and then all of a sudden he's like, man, I don't think I like this bitch no more. And then he doesn't even have the decency to break up with her. He like pretends that they're still kind of sort of dating, and then like sleeps around behind her back. Like, it's this whole
wow.
thing.
I gotta like, check out School Days. Oh my god. What?
Yeah,
School Days.
But it's not even just like, you know, like, oh, he slept with like one like, he was sleeping with her best friend, her partner in school, like just everybody that he could get his hands on that would hop in bed with him, he was doing it. Like, he ain't give a flying fuck. So that is actually a really good one, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah.
God damn.
Crazy. Wow.
When people talk about School Days, they always talk about two things. One, how crazy the ending is, and two, how much they fucking hate Makoto.
I can think of a third one, but I'm not going to share it on this podcast because it involves a birthday cake and some crazy fucking shit. So I'm going to leave that out of this one.
Damn, I want to know what it is.
No,
tell me
it's
later.
Some real life weirdo shit that was really, really disturbing that happened years ago. I'm sure anybody that knows, they know. But yeah, I'll tell you off mic later.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The less said about that, the better.
better. Yeah. But Makoto was absolutely despicable, and Rachel is oh my god, I would love to see both of them have a fight to the death. Like, just see. Well, shit. Well, I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen School Days. But anyway,
You
they
both
both
sound like me. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I will spoil. I hate getting spoiled, but then I'm such a spoiler chick. Like, I spoil things for people, but to a certain extent, and not really. Like, I don't know. I mean, for me, I feel like a lot of JoJo was spoiled for me, especially part 5. Because I jumped into part 5 before I even got to finish part 4. Sorry, wait, that didn't make no sense. Wait, I was watching part 4, and then while I was watching it, reacted to part 4. People in the comments were writing a lot of spoilers about what's gonna happen in part 5. So even though I blocked certain things out, I would still see certain things, and I'll just be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna avoid it. But I still enjoy part 5 for the most part. But yes, I hate getting spoiled, and I don't like it. Yeah, so I know that, right? That was so good. Yeah,
Yo, Shintai, you want to drag us into our first topic?
All right. So I noticed that anime openings are like just a part of anime culture at this point. So I was thinking about what makes a good opening in our opinions. And when I think of like classic, like 10 out of 10 top tier openings, I think of stuff like the opening to Cowboy Bebop. I think the opening to Baccano. I think the opening to Samurai Champloo. I think the opening to most JoJo openings are all like top tier 10 out of 10 openings. And I was just thinking, like, what do you guys think makes these openings so good, so memorable? Why is it that people still think about these openings, still talk about them, still listen to the songs?
Oh, but
I'm gonna let Shannon go first because I have
I'm so happy. But everyone, you can see, yeah. Please let me go first because you can see how I'm like excited over here. Shit.
Go for it.
Do your thing.
The floor is yours.
Well, for one, Danielle, I'm so happy that you brought up JoJo openings because the JoJo openings are so legendary. They're so good. Like,
they're
Davis
fire.
Productions. Yo, listen, I did a video on ranking all the JoJo openings and endings from S tier to like D tier. But
you're braver than me. I don't think I could rank them. They're too good.
Don't worry. I know. I feel your pain. That was me. I was low-key skeptical and wanted to do it because they're so good and it's so hard to rank which one is S tier, which one is like A tier,
Yeah.
But overall though, no, the JoJo openings, they did a great job. Perfect example. I feel like Sonochino Sadame is one of the best openings for JoJo.
Yes. It gets you so hyped.
It set the tone. Exactly. It brought out that JoJo greatness of what we're about to witness. It shows you the manga panels. It shows you the rich history and the legacy that JoJo has brought. It shows you. Ultimately, overall, it shows you the rivalry between Dio and Jonathan. It's so perfect, and they do it. And you know what? It's funny. Here's another subtopic too, kind of a sub thing, is that people think that sometimes opening spoils it for people, especially if you're a newcomer to the series and you didn't even watch the series yet. But you was like, oh, let me watch the openings first and then I jump into the series. I think to a certain extent, openings does spoil it for you, but you're watching things out of context, so you don't really know it's a spoiler until you're watching the show, and then you're gonna realize, wait, that was in the opening. Hold up, yeah, So I mean, I feel like for Sonochino Sadame, that was definitely it did have some spoilers in it. Yeah.
I agree with you. I think people get a little too sensitive about spoilers, and they don't realize like this stuff is out of context. So like you understand it's a spoiler, so I can understand why you might feel like, oh, you can't be showing this, but like if that person doesn't know, then to them it's just like random imagery, or like it doesn't mean anything yet.
Perfect example. Tokyo Ghoul Unravel, the first opening of Tokyo Ghoul, arguably one of the best openings ever, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
I had no idea that the ending when Kaneki has white hair, like that's a thing. I just thought like, oh man, this is incredible. The visuals is awesome. Like I wasn't thinking like, oh yeah, he's gonna eventually have white hair. I just thought like, oh shit, this is so fucking cool. But then there's manga readers that are in the comments that are gonna be like, why are they spoiling white hair Kaneki? That's not supposed to happen until chapter blah blah blah. I'm like, yo fam, you're telling me that is something like I'm not cognizant of any of that shit.
Right.
Exactly.
Yo, you know what's crazy? You know what opening that got me so pissed off? That spoiled it for everybody? Especially anime onlys. Son, the opening for One Piece, the Wano arc. What? Yo, please tell me, whenever you saw some, the opening for the Wano arc, or like, please.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've seen it, but what part in particular? Like the whole opening, or?
The whole entire opening spoiled the whole... Yes! I was so upset. I couldn't really enjoy the opening because I was like, no, they're not supposed to show this, that, and what are they doing? What are they doing? But I still like the opening. The visuals for what it depicted, but still, like, that was complete spoilers. And,
I think they expect with One Piece that a lot of manga readers know what's going to happen anyway, so they tune in, because like One Piece is one of those things where I'm sure, like, especially you got to think that they're catering it to mainly the Japanese audience, and One Piece sells 3 million copies fresh out the gate every volume, so they're probably looking at it as like, oh, probably 90% of these people know what's going to happen regardless, so it don't really matter.
I see how it is. Yeah.
But a point that I have about the whole discussion in general, about what makes a good opening, I have a counter argument to the fact that I think a lot of it, or a significant portion of it, does have the nostalgia factor in there, and I'm gonna explain. Because like, look, for example, opening the only opening for the original Berserk anime. Tell me why.
Yes.
Tell me what you say.
Yes.
Like when you're first watching it, you're just like, oh my god, get this shit. Like, just get me to the episode. Like, that was me. Like, and then by the end of it, and when I finished it, I'm singing along, tell me why, it's too late.
So I think brass is on.
Nothing will be wrong. So I think a lot of it has to do with your experience with the actual material. Like, don't get me wrong, there are openings that, like, bar none, with or without the experience, that you'll love and enjoy, like, again, Unravel from Tokyo Ghoul. But like Berserk's opening, like, I didn't appreciate it and really love it till towards the end and after the fact. Like, up until that point, I'm like, oh my god, this is so terrible, like, it just sounds so bad. So I think there is a certain portion of your experience that is contributing to how much you enjoy or appreciate the opening.
I agree with that. When I had the same reaction to Berserk's opening. I hated it at first, and then I don't know what happened. At some point, I started getting into the opening, and I was just like, I love it.
What's happening to me?
I reacted to the Berserk openings a while back. I actually used to read the Berserk manga back in the day, but I stopped reading it for I don't know what reason, but I'm gonna go back into reading it. But yes, I do want to jump into the anime, obviously the 90s version one, because I heard that one is obviously the best.
Yes it is. Don't watch anything else. Don't
read the manga afterward.
Yo, you heard, whenever you heard Daniel, you saw how he looked. He's like, don't watch anything. I'm like, oh damn it, okay. No, I really wouldn't anyway. Like, I want to go back and watch the original, because I feel like the original is best, honestly. Let's be real. Like, I feel like with new series, when it comes to try to revamp things or whatever, I think they kind of miss out certain key details of what made the original the best in the first place. Like, I don't know. I feel like that could be another topic we go into probably, as in general, like for another podcast episode.
Right. Yeah, we can consider it.
Yeah. That's huge. But I think what also makes a great opening though is really just as long as you could depict what the story is gonna be about, then you're good. Along with some epic ass awesome music, and that's it. Awesome visuals.
I'd argue that the music is more important than the visuals, because a great song will have me not even look at the damn opening, just enjoy the great song that plays. I will watch the opening for that great song, even if the visuals is a dot on the screen. But vice versa. If it's like a shitty song with the most off-the-chain visuals, I really would be like, I don't give a shit. Just like move.
So this is technically an ending theme, but I'll throw it in there. There's an anime I love called the Tatami Galaxy, and the ending theme, like the video is fine. It's got some like kind of abstract like shapes or whatever. Like it's not much to look at. It's kind of interesting or whatever. But what makes it is the song. The song is so weird and different and kind of chill, and like I love that song. It works so well too with the show. And I think that also contributes to what makes something a good opening or ending in this case, is if you feel like the song fits the identity of the show.
You're so right, Daniel. Yo, you're so perfectly spot on. You know why? And this is another opening I'm gonna also throw in there for what depicts the freaking entire series. Fuck it depicting, this is the opening for season 3 or season 2. No, fuck that. Give me an opening, a song that depicts the whole entire show, man. Even beyond the anime, even when the anime is done. The song I'm talking about is Red Swan from Attack on Titan, season 3's first opening.
Oh, yeah. I don't even remember that one, to be honest with you. How does it go?
It's like,
I'm putting you on the spot right now.
No.
Come on, sing it for me, girl.
No, but yeah, it's like a scarlet night. Okay, no, wait. That was okay. I lied. Fuck the verse. We are not singing the verse. We're gonna do the chorus. And why you keep judging me? Stop judging me for never, Daniel. Daniel, you're supposed to be on my side. Why are you not on my side? I've been vouching for you this entire time. For never was talking mad crap about your ass. No, I need you to recollect.
All right, for never. I gotta ring you in. Come on, for never. You can't be like this, man.
Okay. I'm gonna sing the chorus. It goes like a fallen angel, tucking a me.
Don't laugh. Stop laughing, bitch.
Like
Come on. Get into it.
No, you still don't know it?
No.
Bro, why is it that I have Levi in the background then? Son, you see I have Levi scroll in the background. You gotta know about this. You gotta know.
Yo, the only Attack on Titan opening I'm gonna remember is that's the only shit I'm gonna remember. All the other ones, I don't know nothing.
Wow.
I mean,
wow.
You gotta admit it's the most hype one. Like,
oh my gosh.
It is, that's true.
Yes.
That is very true. That is very true. But just because it's hype, what am I doing with the tweezers, by the way? I'm holding the tweezer, guys. Like, what the hell? But the point is, because you made me mad for nah, not really. You didn't really make me mad. But yes, like, no, like, just because one of the opening songs is hype, don't get me wrong. Yeah, like, we all gonna remember that shit. Freaking Sasuke, yo, that song is a slap. But I still think overall at the end of the day, though, too, just because one opening is hype, it doesn't take away or take credit from another opening that doesn't also like depict the story as well too. Like, you know, like, I don't know, like, I feel
see,
like
I could even go
love both openings.
I could go to the opposite side of the spectrum, right? If Shintai just threw out the example of something that fits the tone, it's also very interesting when an opening feels like it doesn't belong there, but it still somewhat feels like it fits in a weird way. Like, probably neither of you seen the series Hell Girl. The first season's opening is like, because this is a dark series, it's about people that are like going through some crazy shit and they sending people to hell, and this little devil girl comes and takes them on a boat to hell after traumatizing the shit out of them or whatever. But the opening is and it's like, yo, what the fuck? What am I listening to? But after a while, it fits it, because it's like this shit is so dark that like you have this bright light on. It's weird, but it works too. So I think a good opening is just too much of an abstract thing to even kind of label. I think it's more, maybe at best you could argue, a feeling that you get, because like it could be a great song, it could be I don't know about the great visual thing, but you know, it could even, there's some people that they'll say they love great visuals. It could be a song that fits it could be a song that's so opposite that it still works. Like it's more of like how you feel about it, in my opinion.
It is very subjective, because I mean, it is at the end of the day music, and
very
music
true.
is arguably the most subjective. And like, you know, some of these songs we're talking about, we all love them. Some people might not like them, and you know, that's just because of, you know, different musical preferences. So, you know, in that sense, what makes a good opening is, that's why I preface this with what you think makes a good opening, because I don't think there is like a definitive
recipe
answer.
Yeah,
I agree.
but you know what is a great opening no matter what? Jibu Sekai ya Demokare. And this is the perfect segue into our next topic. Shintai,
Yes.
you want to introduce that bad boy?
Oh God. So should I read the article?
Yeah, just break it down a little bit so people can understand why we're even talking about this. Because don't worry, people, we're not getting political. It's just this is so fucking absurd, and it's, you know, related to anime and manga in a way that we're like, we have to talk about it. So yeah, go ahead, Shintai.
Okay, so Sunrise, the animation studio behind Code Geass, had to come out and say like, hey, the Tokyo governor candidate that cosplayed as Lelouch, we ain't got nothing to do with that motherfucker.
Yo, this dude tried to use the Geass to get votes. What in the actual
What? Like, right. Yo, I swear to God, I woke up, I looked on my timeline, I looked on Annie Twitter, and I was like, what kind of bullshit is this? You can't be deadass. You deadass? Son, I opened up the article, this nigga deadass. Like, yo. I'm like, nah. No.
Yo.
No.
I'm not even gonna lie, like, with everything going on in the world, to see some shit like that is like, welcome to 2020, people. Welcome to 2020, when governors or candidates for governor is cosplaying as anime characters to bring in votes. And then the studio gotta say like, yo fam, I don't know what you talking about here right now, but we ain't got shit to do with your agenda, fam. Relax.
Word. Dead ass. They do not want no part of his shenanigans whatsoever. Shit. They probably not even gonna vote for him because of this bullshit. You see what he did? You see what he calls him? What he calls himself? You see? Like, damn. Like,
I mean, it's also free advertising, so that, I mean, they can't be that mad.
But you never know, because with cancel culture nowadays, like, let's just say something comes out about this guy, especially dealing in politics or whatever. I think Sunrise were very, very smart to immediately come out and say, yo, we don't got shit to do with it, because then it's like, oh,
yeah.
didn't he cosplay as Lelouch? Like, cancel Code Geass. We don't want that shit on shelves no more. So very, very smart.
No, I agree that it was smart of Sunrise to go like, hey, you know, whatever, we ain't got nothing to do with this. So, but all I'm saying is like, on the sly, they're probably like low-key just being like, you know, shit, that's free advertising. Like, this motherfucker is like, that's probably gonna get some Blu-ray sales. Like,
let's make another one. How about that?
oh, didn't they already do that? The movie?
Oh yeah, no, I mean another one. Like, you know,
Oh.
if they waited how many years? Like, Geass came out what, 06, 07? Like,
I
mad
think
long
06.
ago.
Around, yeah,
06.
I think
it was 06.
a little bit after Death Note.
And you telling me if they get this big ass controversy and the Code Geass is fucking trending everywhere, they're not gonna be like, sugoi desu ne? Like, yeah, they're gonna go wild.
Oh shit. Word. Oh man. Sugoi desu ne. Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess this was a quick one. Anyone got some quick last words about this nut job, thinking that he's about to use the Gios to win an election?
Nope. I mean, I feel like if anything, he did Code Geass the franchise a favor by probably letting people who never heard of the series before, now they know about it, and then now they're gonna watch a great legendary series. There we go. So, hey, kudos to you for that.
Fair enough.
I'm like, yeah.
All right, Shintai, you wanna hit us up with we'll name this anime trivia show later episode. I think this would be 4 technically because we didn't do on the first one.
I always thought that the name should be Who Wants to Be an Anime Fan?
We'll roll with that then. I just gave it a placeholder inspired by the Joe Budden podcast. Very awesome podcast, by the way. But yeah.
You just gotta throw Joe Budden in there, huh? You love Joe Budden. I know how much.
Pump it up.
Right. I love that.
All
right. So Shintai, how are we gonna do this? You wanna? I guess both of us will either we'll answer it or whatever, and if we agree on the same answer, we'll do that or something along the lines of that. Sound good?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, in JoJo Part 1, Phantom Blood, Jonathan receives a Sword of Luck, but then decides to change the name. Does he rename it to A, Sword of Pluck, B, Sword of Fuck, C, Sword of Cluck, or D, Sword of Suck?
Damn, I thought you was gonna say Sword of Cuck. I was about to laugh and die. Yeah, fuck. No. I'm not gonna lie. I knew that before you finished the question. I already knew that, but
yeah, it's kind of an easy one.
Shannon, what do you think? What are you leaning towards?
The answer is definitely A. Wasn't it?
You sure? I don't know, man. Nah, it's A.
Wait. Let me.
Do you want me to say the answers again?
Yeah, say the answers again.
Yeah, just run it by one more time to double check. We gotta double check this shit.
The other ones threw me off. The other ones low key threw me off. I was like, what the fuck is with this shit? No. It's suck.
All right.
Is it suck? Really? Okay.
So, is it A, Sword of Pluck, or is it B, Sword of Fuck? Is it C, Sword of Cluck, or is it D, Sword of Suck?
Man, that Sword of Suck is one hell of a fucking sword, bro. God damn.
Deadass, yo, imagine the shit you could do with that sword. What? I mean, how does it even work? How would it even work? Like, do I like what? Like for guys, like, do you? I don't even want to take it there. But for women,
I'll just sit there with the sword and let the sword do its magic.
There you have it. There you have it, guys. That's the answer y'all gonna need if the Sword of Suck was real.
I think the sword is only effective on certain parts of the body.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, it's A. It has to be A.
Yeah.
It's A.
Oh shit, that was too good.
Those choices were dumb. Like, stop.
Yeah, Sword of Fuck.
Oh
like,
shit.
Who wants that sword all the time? Like, I'll get tired. You know, like, what the hell?
You'll find me in my room like half dead, just clutched with the sword wrapped in my arms. Leave me alone.
Yo, I'm a dead ass come in like not for never. I'm dead ass knocking on your door like for never. Hello. I come in. I'm like, what the? This nigga has his hands half. What is going on? You know what? While he's passed out, let me steal some of his merch from his room. And then that's it. And then
no.
Damn. Doing them dirty.
As long as you don't take my sword, okay?
The sword that left you half dead? The sword that left you knocked the fuck out? Okay, say less.
Fuck
I
it.
definitely don't want that sword. Shit.
Yo, she makes a compelling argument.
Right.
flawless logic. You can't even fuck
That'd
with
be
what
a
she's saying.
dirty sword, bro. That's a dirty sword.
Yeah, very, very dirty.
Oh shit.
That's crazy.
Oh.
My stomach hurts. Damn.
Yo, you got me here fucking practically crying, yo. Ugh.
Yeah.
But that's actually perfect. That was a perfect question because it's a good segue into the next topic. This one is JoJo parts. Can they be skipped? If so, which ones? All of that jazz. Can you skip JoJo parts and still enjoy it and get into it? And I'm going to start off with saying, hell no.
Yeah. The answer is definitely hell no. Oh yeah. I don't know if you want to say your reason for why for Neverworld, for why your answer is no, but yeah.
Well, for starters, like I put Dio Brando as such an incredible villain that, like, if you miss out on the very beginnings, and not only that, there's so much in the story that constantly goes back to Dio, so you're gonna be a little bit lost. Like, you know, for starters, getting in, if you skip part one, because that's the one that people usually say anyway, like, oh, part one, which I don't understand the hate for part one. I love part one. I wouldn't have gotten into JoJo if it wasn't for part one.
Yeah, part one is good. Jonathan is he's a real underrated JoJo. Like, I get
it's because he's too straightforward. Like, he's too, like, you know, the hero, so to speak. He's not funny. He's a gentleman. So people don't like that. They like, oh, it's too, you know, just a classic traditional shonen character. But the story itself and Dio Brando and, you know, like, I love episode 1 alone. Like, when you go into episode 1, it doesn't even feel like the rest of the entirety of JoJo, because it's like you just got this one dude tormenting the shit out of this other dude.
Yeah, and I feel like Jonathan, being the way he is what makes it work. Because if Jonathan was like a more outlandish character, then he would kind of clash with Dio, and it wouldn't work as well. The fact that he's like, he reacts the way he does to Dio's antics is what makes the dynamic work.
Yeah, I mean, imagine like Joseph being tormented, you know, young Joseph being tormented by Dio. He's gonna troll him right back. Dio's gonna be walking, he's gonna trip and fall. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, that'd be a whole funny setting in and of itself, but it wouldn't feel the same as, like, you're looking at, like, damn, this poor dude, he's getting just abused and mentally tormented by this guy that shouldn't even be in his fucking house.
No, yeah, see, that's the point, right? Like, like you said, it wouldn't be right. Like, it wouldn't be the same effect. You wouldn't feel bad for the character. You'd be like, it would be a totally different dynamic. It would be cool in its own right, but it definitely wasn't what the mangaka was going for. And what he wanted to do with Jonathan and Dio in part 1, I think it works just fine. And you know what? I agree. I don't get why people recommend they skip part 1 all the time. I think part 1 is great. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a fucking masterpiece, but like, it's so good. It's such a fun, like, season. Like, I don't know. I get I get that people love part 2 and people just want to get straight to part 2 because part 2 is greatness, and I get that. But like, I think you need the build-up of part 1 to make part 2 like land even harder, you know?
Not only just that, but part 3. Exactly. It's soon, exactly. Part 3. Even
look
more.
at everything. Look at it like this. Part 1 is the setup, right, where you get introduced to Dio, the mask, and everything. And then in 2, you got elements that carry over with the Pillarman. Then 3, you got Dio's return. Then 4, you have what's his name? That is like his. I think he was a student, right, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then 5 is the main character's connection, which I'm trying not to spoil everything.
Giorno.
Yeah, so you know, you have that, and then it carries on into everything. I'm not really familiar too much with part 6, but I remember somebody broke it down. Like, there's something in every part that goes back to part 1.
Exactly. Like part 6 right now, I'm reading the manga right now, and even though I'm only 3 volumes in at this recording, but even so, from what I've witnessed in volume 3, let's just say the term Dioism is seriously a thing. That's what I'm saying.
Shit.
Yeah. And it continues. It's like that beyond part 6 and even in part 7. Yeah. So
Now, just to play devil's advocate just a little bit, I will say this. Even though I personally wouldn't recommend anyone skip JoJo parts, I think the strength of the writing of JoJo is such that if you wanted to jump into part 3, for example, it still works. Like, yeah, you don't have some of the setup from like part 1 and part 2, especially in regards to Dio's character, but JoJo part 3 on its own still works as its own story. So you could jump into part 3 and enjoy it for, you know, its own merits. Again, not what I would recommend, but I think there is, like, if somebody were to just like randomly, like, oh, I heard JoJo was so good, didn't know any better, and just started with part 3, they'd still have a great time.
I mean, to even add to that, for the longest time until this big revival in 2012, that's what North America had, was the old OVAs of part 3.
That's true. That is true. No, those old OVAs, the animation in them still holds up. Like, the animation in those are fantastic.
Dude, the characterization in particular of old Joseph is so fucking horrible looking back.
No, I agree. It's yeah.
Joseph is a fun-loving dude, right? Like, you know, he's hilarious and all of that shit. And the old OVAs is like, instead of him saying something funny, he's just, oh my wa. Oh, like, he's just the most serious, boring fuck in the old OVAs in comparison to, you know, what he really is and how the, you know, newer anime showcases him.
I definitely agree. I 100% agree. All I was saying was that the animation is really good. Like that, dude, that fight with Dio in the old OVA is fire. Like, the animation quality is so fluid and smooth. Like, mwah! Like,
I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it now. I didn't even watch the old OVAs. Like, I saw some clips of it and how it looks, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is so old school. Yeah. But I never gave it a full watch yet.
No, yeah, I think as a JoJo fan, it is a little weird to watch it because you see JoJo a certain way, and this is like a different take on it. So it is weird, but I think it's worth watching just as an oddity, but also for that beautiful animation, especially if you appreciate like more old school artwork and art direction. Like, you know,
yeah, but then
that shit.
They bought shit up too, because like ship, the stand that's in the ship, they like combined it with like the woman from the hotel, and like they did a whole bunch of weird shit. And then also, it's like you have like some really old animation for the second half because it came out years before, and then you got some beautiful brand new animation for the first half, and it's like really bizarre.
Yeah, they released a different OVA years later, right?
Isn't it a part of the... I thought it was a part of the same shit. Like, it's like the ending of JoJo is the older ones, and then the beginning of part 3, of course, is the newer ones, or am I mistaken?
Yeah, the older OVA, that was the ending. And then they made another OVA later on, which covered some of the earlier material, which I don't know why they did that, but whatever.
They probably were testing the waters too, to see like, hey, can it come back? And then eventually they got it right with David Productions.
Right.
Yeah. That's probably
that could be it.
Well, but yeah, don't skip JoJo parts.
Definitely don't. I listen. Let me tell you. Before I even jumped into JoJo, I used to sleep on JoJo heavy. When I used to see it come out on Adult Swim, I used to think this show was stupid. I was like, oh, this shit is so kiddie-ish. What the hell? And then, yeah, no lie, I was like, this is stupid. Like, who would watch this, right? Didn't know all these years later, I start to watch the series, I react to it. I didn't think I would be a huge stan at the end of it all. Like, so I say that to say, you know, one of my close friends, she's a huge JoJo fan. And she actually told me, she said, Shannon, you could skip the first 2 parts. Just jump into part 3. Don't catch up. You good. Start part 3 and stuff like that. So, with Danielle, I see why you said, yeah, like part 3, it still is good in its own right if you just jump straight to that. But at the same time, it goes back to the original argument where it's like, you don't skip the parts because you do need that background information and knowledge on why Dio and John, why Dio's hate for the JoJo's. First and foremost, you're gonna get that from part 1. You're gonna understand that. I mean, even though in part 3 they kind of like briefly go over it in a way, yeah, like it touch up on certain topics, certain aspects of the last 2 parts for why Dio is, you know, he's doing his shit in part 3. Okay, cool. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't recommend nobody to skip the first 2 parts. Hell no. That's like saying,
especially not part 2. Part 2 is fucking godlike.
Part 2. Yeah. Part 2 is yo, Joseph actually had me scared at the end of part 2's finale. I really low key thought he was a goner. But anyways, that's the point.
Same here. Yeah. Same here, because like you look back to, you think of part 1, how part 1 ended. You're like, oh my god, it must be like a Joestar curse or some shit.
Yes, exactly, yes. And so, you know, like I said, I feel like that's like saying, let's say we have a friend who wants to jump into watching One Piece. And then this friend hears us talk about, let's say we talk about Impel Down or Marineford or even Fishman Island. And let's say they be like, oh my god, you know what? Hey, Shannon, you know, I'm going to jump into Fishman because you keep just talking so great about it. Guess what the fuck I'm going to tell you? I'm going to stop you right there, buddy. What is you, do you know how far you are? You don't do that. You don't do it. Nigga, you're in the time skip. You don't do that. You start your ass back at episode 1 right now. Right now. You gotta understand the journey and the world building that it took to lead them to where they're at. You know, no matter what freaking new island or new world they're on or whatever the case may be, you gotta watch it from the jump, because it's like, son, forever. I know you. You would damn slap that friend in your face, yo. You would slap that friend in the face like, what is you doing? No. Start back.
I don't know about slapping them, but I'd probably have a very, very stern talk.
Yes, you see, yeah, right. You know, like, because there's so much that you could do to like, that's a long ass explanation to go through, no.
Next week, Shintai's watching Fishman Island.
Yo, Shintai, you better not do it. Shintai, you better not do it.
I'll be like, yo guys, so I just started Fisherman. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, this dude Hody Jones.
It's pretty hype though, but I don't know what's happening.
I don't know
yo, who's this stretchy motherfucker?
Exactly. Shintai, don't do it. I will personally come over there. I will travel. Yes, that's right.
Aha! I got her to call him Shintai. I got you to call him Shintai.
Oh yeah, you did.
Don't worry, it's okay. I forgive you. Everyone calls me that now. I just kind of accept it. But no, this reminds me of someone. Deadass came to me and was like, "Yo, Clannad is really good, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Clannad is great." He's like, can I just skip season 1 and watch season 2? And I'm like, why the fuck do you want to do that?
No, you can't do that. You're missing everything.
Yeah, because everyone praises season 2, because like season 2 is way better than season 1, right? Like season 2 is where shit goes down. That's like the best part of the show, hands down. But you need season 1 before you can get to season 2. That's why it's called 1 and 2. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I think people are too eager to be a part of, like, because, you know, once it's like, oh, everybody's talking, they just want to jump straight into, like, imagine skipping Naruto and going straight to Boruto. I mean, I'm sure there's people that have done it, but, like, why?
Who would do that? Why would you do that?
Yo, I need to check out that anime about Boruto's dad, fam. That shit is lit.
Right. Yo, y'all heard about that anime with Boruto's dad? Nigga, you mean Naruto? Yeah, the fuck, watch.
Yeah, Boruto's dad, he looks lit. Like, yo, what's that beast in him? Like, what's that about?
I can't. Oh my god, no.
Yeah, I gotta put that somewhere in the title, Boruto's dad.
Boruto's dad.
You do, man.
Bring it to video games real quick. To me, it would be like skipping to the final boss of a game, right? Like, and you don't know how to play the game. Like, you just can't get your ass beat. Like,
oh shit, go to the end of Groutlancer.
Yep. Sure.
Pretty much.
Sure, Groutlancer. Fucking dead for like a decade.
Oh, yo, we gotta keep the train going, fam. Groutlancer for life.
Why you gotta kill everything I love? God damn it.
I haven't killed Tails yet. You still have Tails, okay?
Yo, Tales of Arise looks fucking hype.
Are they making any more Tales of Xillia?
They made 2 Tales of Xillias, and that's it.
And it's over. That's it. It's done.
Yeah, now they moved on. New Tales games.
When's the next Groutlancer?
Probably fucking never. Probably fucking never.
He just hurt my soul right now, fam. I need me some Groutlancer.
I really gotta check
I told you I was gonna be goofy this episode, bro.
You're hella goofy. You're hella goofy
oh,
right
shit.
now. You know that. Yo.
Not gonna lie though, you'd probably like Tales of Berseria. That one's pretty fucking hype.
But isn't the best one Tales of Symphonia?
I mean, some fans feel that way. I don't. I like.
What's the name of that one Tales game that shit? It was like for the PlayStation or I can't remember.
Tales of the Abyss.
No, not the Abyss. That's a good one. There was like a real shitty one that you I think you even did a video on it a while ago.
Tales of Legendia.
Tales of Legendia. They need to make a part 2 and a part 3, man.
Yeah, that shit ain't never gonna happen.
I wonder if there's anybody that is like, oh, I remember those jokes. Like, there's probably like one person like, oh man, I remember that, man.
It's like, yo, I can't believe Shintai talking about Tails still.
Some things never change, man. I'm disappointed. Oh shit.
Yo, it's been fucking 10 years. This motherfucker can't get over Tails. Come on, grow up.
Okay, and so to wrap this one up, let's quickly tackle the last thing we have on the docket, and that kind of ties back into earlier what I was talking about when we first started, about anime characters that you hate for the right and wrong reasons, because like, you know, how I went off earlier about this Rachel chick, and like, you know, I hate her, but for the right reasons. She's written to be hated. But what about the characters that like a Sakura Haruno from Naruto, or characters that aren't intentional meant to be hated, but you still be like, oh, that's a trash character. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Sakura, you mentioned Sakura. She's a pretty big one because she's supposed to be this character that, like, she's supposed to be part of, like, you know, Team 7, right? Like, she's like part of the main group, the main trio. She's supposed to be like one of the main characters, and everyone fucking hates her.
She gets so much hate. She's my
her
least
best moment was in Boruto.
Right.
That's pretty sad that it took a whole other series for her to have a good moment.
Yeah, her literal best moment is this clone or what, I forget, it was an experiment of Orochimaru that was like trying to revive the Akatsuki and all this shit, and like Sakura pounded this dude up by herself or whatever. But like, aside from that, is like in Shippuden, you know, she needed help from Granny Chio with the strings. She did some stupid shit and ended up, I forgot what happened, and Sasuke got stabbed or something when she was like, I finally caught up to you guys, and then like a chapter later she gets like dusted off, and it's like, what's going on, you dumbass? Like, oh my god.
So I mentioned it last episode, I believe, but Elfen Lied, like that one, I think that show tries really hard for you to care about the main girl, Lucy. And
I did, though. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I cared about her. I ain't gonna front.
It's been a minute since I saw that.
I mean, there are parts where they do make you feel bad for her, but I think at the end of the day, I don't think her character is redeemable. Like she does too many awful things in the show for her. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, but like she does some really fucked up shit. Like she does some stuff that like I don't think she should be forgiven for, and the main character forgives her for it. And that moment, I was like, fuck this show.
Like she'll chop somebody's head off and then run and go new. Oh shit.
But yeah,
Shannon.
I think a character like her kind of is in line with what you're talking about, though, where like you have a character where they're trying to make you feel bad, but at the same time, like the character has done things that like it's not really forgivable.
That's Obito from Naruto. That's Obito. He started a whole war, responsible for the death of Naruto's parents. So much shit, and he did it all because his childhood crush died. Like he's responsible for the entirety of Naruto, and it's all because his childhood crush died. So even though they try to give redeeming qualities and everything, majority of the fandom hated his fucking guts.
Bakugo, man.
Bakugo?
Yeah, I used to hate him in the beginning. Like after, I had to rewatch My Hero just to understand things more. And then, but at first, my first watch through of it, I didn't like Bakugo because he will always just start shit with Deku for no reason. This nigga Deku could deadass be writing in his notebook or whatever, and Bakugo would just be like, Deku, why you being so annoying? Get up out of your seat. Stop writing. What you mean stop writing? I'm writing down the class notes, Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like his his hate for Deku was like just so stupid. But like I said, second watch through, I realized, I was like, you know what? Nah, Bakugo does mean well. I also used to hate how he would talk to people. But I realized that's just how he talks. And it's not like he's trying to be mean. He's just very blunt. And he's very straightforward, whether you like it or not. He said what he said. And you can't help but, him along with Deku, they always get Class 1A to move, They always get the ball rolling. Like, so, I just end it like that. It was just really Bakugo. But I don't hate him no more. I like him. I like him for the right reasons.
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing an interview where the mangaka said that, like, he actually regrets how he handled Bakugo early on in the story, because he felt like he went a little too hard with Bakugo's character and making him unlikable, and then he felt like he was just trying to, like, backtrack and try to, like, make him likable.
I think he's succeeded more, especially more recently. Like, as it progresses, it's kind of like a bully that had like a change of heart, and you understand a little bit. I think there's still time for development, even though I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, we're 275 chapters in. How much more time I need? But yeah, I agree with what Shannon said. Like, I definitely wasn't a big fan of him at all. I thought like, yo, this dude is just a fucking bully. But as you start to see what, like, the dynamic of the relationship between him and Deku and shit is like, okay, I kind of understand. You're still an asshole, but I get it. You're just like, I'm an asshole, and if you got a problem with it, do something about it. Like,
exactly.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I definitely love the relationship between Deku and Bakugo now, and especially in the manga. Oh, hell yeah. And I think anime onlys, they're gonna get to witness that change come probably in season 5, or maybe because right now what's happening in the manga, we're definitely not getting that until season 6. The latest.
Oh my god, the manga's so fucking good right now.
It's so good right now, man. So good. It's amazing. It's amazingly good that it really brings me back like Big 3 vibes, kind of, especially when it came to Naruto and Bleach, and like just
because it's serious now and the stakes are real high. It's not like we're dicking around in class or anything like that. Like, motherfuckers is dying, a war is going on, like you don't know what could happen, so it feels real, like like the Ninja War or Marineford or that type of vibe.
Right. And Shigaraki is definitely a problem now. Officially. Yes. Hands down.
Yes.
Oh
big problem now. Like, he's giving the works to number one hero is having issues.
Right. I'm telling you, next season 5 is gonna be called My Villain Academia. It's no lie.
I can't wait. That's gonna be fire.
It's gonna be fire, man. Oh my god, man. Shintai, you really gotta, like, jump on My Hero, man.
I've seen a couple of episodes. I just need to like stick with it. But right now, my focus is going to be on Hunter x Hunter, and that's like over 140 episodes. So
yeah,
it's gonna be a hot minute.
Yeah,
Shintai's gonna fly away.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
You can smile again. Cause I don't know the words, I don't know what I'm saying now. Okay, let me stop. But yeah, we're not Shintai. Definitely enjoy Hunter x Hunter. It's definitely one for the books. It is in my top 5 greatest animes of all time series. I'll say it probably comes in 3rd place in my top 5.
Yeah,
do you put it higher than Hakusho?
Oh, son, I told you I'm gonna start reacting to that. I'm gonna watch Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet. That's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like, I saw it obviously back in the day growing up in the 90s on Toonami, but I always watch it out of context. I was never really set on it, like, and I don't, like, it's sort of like that. So I know some things about it, but I don't know the full story, and so, yeah. So guys, definitely be on the lookout for my Yu Yu Hakusho blind reactions, because I do not know what's happening. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm looking forward to that. Hell yeah.
Yo, oh my God, you missing out. You're gonna be in for a real freaking treat.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if I put it in my top 5 as well. I would not be surprised.
Right. It'll be up there. That's, I mean, forever for never world. You already know. All right, I think now we've tackled everything. Anybody got any last thoughts on any of the topics, characters that we've hated, the JoJo parts that, should you skip, the openings, anything at all? Shannon, you want to take the floor?
Definitely just watch JoJo. All right, guys, don't sleep on JoJo. It's a really epic ass series. Listen, my older brother used to hate JoJo too. He was like me. He was like, what the fuck is this shit? And now guess what? Yes, guys, he has a top 3 favorite JoJo character, favorite JoJos now. That's it. He loves, he's definitely a changed man after watching JoJo. So you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta just, that's all I'm gonna say. Don't skip the parts. It's not worth it. Trust me, it's not worth it. Please. You don't understand how many people I put onto JoJo since I reacted to it. That a lot of people come to me and be like, hey, Shiv, should I start with part 1 or should I just, and the answer is no, don't skip. You don't want to be one of those part skippers. Nope. And,
big facts.
The only thing I have to say is in regards to Code Geass and good openings is Shibuya
Sekai
How we all started busting out singing? Nah. This whole COVID night, this whole shit needs to die, so that way we can link up and we can really have a karaoke session. That would be so fun.
Hell yeah.
That would be fire.
Yo, I'm definitely recording that shit. That shit is going up on YouTube. Y'all want to hear Forever sing? Check this out. Deadass. Yup.
Somewhere over the rainbow. Yeah, yo, I got that voice. Don't sleep on me, yo, for real.
I mean, I don't know. When it comes to that song, yeah, that's a I don't know. But everything else, yeah, I know you good on. Yeah.
Fuck you.
You good? You good?
Oh shit, you kill me, yo.
Oh man, I just love y'all. I love y'all guys, man. Yo, get out.
We've reached the end. Definitely make sure everybody watching give a chance. Check out Shannon's channel, Shama-san Reacts. Link will be in the description below. She does anime reactions, manga reactions, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, all sorts of stuff. Very good content. Really dope friend of mine. I'd appreciate everybody giving her a look. And yeah, I think we knocked another one out the park. Forever World Podcast, episode 5 of Forever World. And as always, people, have an awesome day. And yeah, we're out of here, people. Peace.